What's going on today, guys? Today I'm gonna do a bit of a throwback type video, and I'm gonna revisit some videos that I did before that some of the new subscribers may not have seen. But I'm gonna go over some bearded dragon genetics, and I'm gonna do two at a time. So today I'm gonna do translucent versus hypo. So I'm gonna find two that are pretty much the same, just different. The only difference between the two is trans and hypo. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna pick the ones I want to pick, and then I'm gonna take them outside so you guys can see them very well. And we're gonna explain the differences between the two. Now I just gotta go through here and find them. I might not have the opposite of that one, so I may have to do a different one. Alright, let's just do, hold on, let me make sure we don't just have a hypo version of this one. We might have a trans version of that one. Let's see here. Gotta pick them up so I can get a closer look because they're still so small. Okay, got one for you guys. We're gonna do hypo versus normal pretty much. And we do the trans a different day. Alright guys, so today we're gonna do a hypo versus normal or non-hypo. These are both genetic stripe donors. One of them is a hypo and the other one is not a hypo. Hypo is short for hypomelanistic, meaning a lacking of black pigment. It's similar to albino. Albino being completely no black pigment. Hypo is just a reduction of that black pigment. So if you look at these two guys, overall you can see that one is lighter than the other. And that will be the hypo right here. Everything else is the same genetically on these as far as the genetic stripe and donor. But this one has the hypo gene, which takes some of the black pigment out. So the shoulder pads on these guys will be gray instead of black. Or if it's depending on the cross, sometimes that color would be light blue. On the shoulder pads are the little eye spots behind the neck, like right there. See if I can get the focus. That's not a true black. And also, signature characteristic is clear nails. As this guy has. And the donor trait is just, the donor trait is the pattern being aberrant. So the scales on the chin will go upwards versus down on the normal one. And the belly scales go in every direction instead of one uniform direction like on a normal one. But today we're just speaking about the hypo in general, which is the reduction of black pigment. And let's see here, get that one down. I'm gonna pick up the normal one. When I say normal, I don't mean that it doesn't have any genes, it just doesn't have hypo. If this one didn't have donor and genetic stripe, it would be pretty much a normal dragon. That one, if it didn't have donor and genetic stripe, it still would be a hypo. So let me get this guy up so we can get a closer look so you can see the black shoulder pads on it. Compared to the other one, it's gray. They're still a little spazzy, so let's try to get a shot of both their shoulder pads next to each other. But you see how active they are. I'm glad to see them this active. Let's see if I can get both of them shoulder pads in here. That's pretty good. The one in the front, you can see how dark the shoulder pads is versus the one on the back. The shoulder pads are not completely black like on that one. And also, let me see if I can get a nail shot on this guy. Focus. Hard to get it focused, but the nails on here has color inside of it. And that's a shot of both of them next to each other. So I hope this help you guys understand hypogene versus not hypo. These are again exactly the same besides the hypo. So you can see the big difference that hypo makes in them. So if you're looking to make white animals, hypo would be a good gene to add. If you're looking to make white whiplets, lighter color zeros, hypo would be a good genetic to add. It also, if you have like tiger barring and you use hypo, it'll make those bars more blue versus black. So if you want blue bars and stuff like that, Hypo will be a good thing to add. If you're looking to keep a normal type look or the darker colors, just keep it without the Hypo. But this guy is 100% had Hypo, so it can produce this animal, and this animal can produce that animal if it's bred to another animal that doesn't have the Hypo gene. But again, these guys are pretty much twins, besides the fact that they're one is Hypo and one is not. This guy is spazzing. Trying to get them both next to each other. There you go. Hypo Dunner, genetic stripe. Dunner genetic stripe 100% had Hypo. They're both 66% probable had. They both 100% had 0, and 66% probable had trans. So I just wanted to touch back on some genetics for you guys. I did a couple of videos similar to this in the past, but I just wanted to revisit it because the channel has grown a lot, and I know a lot of people don't go all the way back and watch the older videos. So today I just went over the Hypo gene, and I had to find a good balance of genetics to truly represent the differences between the Hypo and the non-Hypo. I was trying to do the translucent gene versus Hypo, but I didn't have a translucent that is exactly like this, so it may make it look more different than it should. But I will do Hypo versus trans when we get on a different day, because I have other crosses, not other what's the word? Not other crosses, but genetic in this clutch that are the same, but a little bit different as far as one having trans and one having Hypo. I wanted to do exactly the same traits so that you guys can see the difference in full. But today was Hypo. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to do, I'll probably do normal versus Dunner, and I'll probably use this guy again. Nah, he's not a good representative of Dunner because he got the genetic stripe. I'm gonna see if I have a good comparison so I can show you guys Dunner versus normal, and Hypo versus trans, Hypo 0 versus trans 0, trans versus non-trans 0, stuff like that, and so on. So today was just the Hypo, just to start it off. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos like this to try to let you guys know the differences between these different animals. And again, that's the non-Hypo right there. You can see by the overall darker color, and especially the little eye pads behind the head. It's like a solid black. Once you get the Hypo in there, it turns it like a gray. Sometimes it's blue, depending on the cross. And overall lighter animal. So that'll be the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Till the next video, you guys have a good one.